Hi, welcome to the Supervisor Basic Training. This training will cover your basic navigation panel and a little bit about reports. So to begin, anytime you want to log on, either as an employee or as a supervisor, simply go to the Kronos login screen, input your username and password, and you'll be directed to your supervisor platform. The supervisor platform has a few more elements, actually several more elements, than the employee platform does. And that is what I will be navigating you through today. So anytime you, as a supervisor, go onto your website, you will see this main landing page or landing platform. You will always have the supervisor workspace. This tab will always be visible even when you are operating as an employee. You'll notice in the top left, next to the Kronos logo, the sign out. Best practice is to sign out anytime you are not actively using the timekeeping system. There is an automatic 30-minute timeout feature. However, we do recommend that when you are done working in Kronos, that you simply sign out, and then you will be logging back in again anytime you need to get back on and do anything else. So again, every time you log on, you will land on this platform. Now there are places where you can work as an employee, and so I want to show you that just really quick. In the top right, you will see this tab with workspaces and a down arrow. Simply click on the arrow and it will drop down a panel, and this is called your carousel. Your carousel includes two other windows, if you will, that you can use. And to access the two, you can just click on these arrows. So the first one is My Workspace. So if you click on My Workspace, that will take you to your personal employee information. That's where you can enter your time card or your time data, whether you are an exempt employee or a timestamp employee. It is where you will go to your calendar to request leave, and you will see a related items panel where you have all of your own personal widgets for things that you need to do. Again, for more information on how to use this piece of the system, please watch the employee training also on the YouTube channel that we have. So we're going to put this away, and so to get rid of the My Workspace so you can get back to the Supervisor Workspace, you simply click on the X in the tab and it takes it back up into this carousel. Remember I said that there were two, so simply click on the right arrow to get to the second panel, which is a Go To Links. And if you click on that, it just gives you some helpful links for other things that you may want to do, like audits and that kind of thing. We're not going to go into any more on that. You can explore that as you want to. So again, to get rid of that page so that you can see the Supervisor Workspace, simply click on the arrow in the tab, and again, it will remove that and send it back up into your carousel. So now back to the Supervisor panel. This again is the main panel you will see. I am not going to go into detail on any of the features. That will be covered in a later training. But I do want to show you a few things. If you have not yet taken the employee training, then you haven't learned about the related items panel. It is this blue panel here that includes several widgets. If you scroll over any of them, they'll give you what they are. So in this case, it says related items panel. In this related items panel, you can click directly on any one of these headers, and it will open up a folder that allows you to work in any of the different spaces that you need to be. So time card approval, time cards, exceptions, requests, actions, inbox, reports, change my password, schedules, and delegation. So for example, let's just say you want to look at time cards. If you click that, the time cards tab will open and your entire workspace will be taken up with time cards, this time cards tab. It allows you to see your employees and work with any of the employees that you currently have under your authority. So again, if you want to remove that, you just click the X and it will take that time card back and put it in the folder in your related items. Let's just say you want this panel to be a little bit larger and you want to get rid of your related panels for the time being. You can click this right arrow here and it will minimize your panel. You'll notice that it's still there. And if you scroll again over any one of these, it will tell you what the folder is. To expand that related panel, or related items panel, just click on the left arrow and it brings it back out. If you want to maximize your screen, simply click on this box up here and it will take you up. It'll take up the entire screen now. And then you can maximize and work on it with a little larger viewing space. You won't have access to many of the things when it's in this. So in order to get it back down to its regular size, simply click back on that box again and you'll see that it drops down. You also have a gear. If you click on the gear, you'll notice that it allows you to pop out or close any available work site that gear will relate to. Currently, because you're in the supervisor workspace, you don't need to pop it out. Again, I'll show you more about that in a little bit. If you come over to the left, you'll see Genie's, and Genie's has a quick find. So this is another way to get to certain things that you will use frequently. So when it's time to reconcile time cards, you can simply click on the time card. If it's pay period close, you can work on things that are there. If you need to simply go in and approve time cards or sign off on issues, any one of these is a way that you can quickly find that. In this search window here, this allows you to search for any of your employees. You can search for them by name, or you can search for them by their employee ID number. If you're not sure how to spell a name, or you're not sure what a digit is in the employee ID number, maybe you can't read it, this asterisk that's here next to the blinking cursor will replace, it can replace a digit or a letter in the event that you're not sure how to spell a name. So I'll just show you real quick how this would work. So let's just say you want to look up your employee name Smith. You simply type in the word Smith, go to search, and it will bring up both Joan Smith and John Smith, who are your employees. Let's get rid of that, and let's just say you're not sure how you spell Smith. You can simply put in SM. And actually, I'm going to go up here, and you'll see this refresh. This is a refresh button. So if you want to completely clear the screen and work with information in a new format, then you can just simply click refresh. It will refresh it back to the way it was before that. So now I can show you the example of Smith. Let's say you don't know if it's spelled with an I or a Y. You can simply do S, M, asterisk, TH, go to search, and it again brings up Joan and John Smith. So that's one really quick way that you can work with that search window if you are looking for a specific employee. You'll see that there are a series of icons and symbols across the top. So if they are bold, you can click on them and they will allow you to do different things. If they are grayed out, it means you simply aren't in an application currently that would be applicable. So in this case, column selection is bolded. So you can click on that and you can see you have a series of check boxes that are all checked. So you have columns for name, ID, and primary labor account. Name, ID, and primary labor account. If you click on any one of the boxes, it will force that column to disappear from sight. However, simply by clicking on it again, it will bring it back. To approve a time card, you have this approval check. You can simply click on that and approve a time card or remove a time card approval. Again, we'll talk more about that later. to share. The share button has to do with how you are going to export information. So if you click on that, you can see that you can either print it, you can export it to an Excel spreadsheet, or you can export it to a CSV file. So that's the share option. Those will always be the only options that you have on that. And then go to, again, you'll see that it's grayed. But if we were to be working with some information and we wanted to send that specific information to a different application to work with, you could go over here and it would give you a series of drop-down options for what you need to do. And then lastly, the last thing I want to show you on this is this alerts window. You will see two red buttons. The one on the left alerts you that you have exceptions, that you have employees, and in this case you have 11 employees who have issues with their time cards that will need to be corrected prior to sending those to payroll. So those will be exceptions that I will show you how to work with. But you can click on that and it will give you a quick view of what's going on. And if you click on View All, it will bring them up into its own window, and you will see all of the people and the number of exceptions that they have that you will need to work with prior to approving their time card. Again, I'm going to close that. And up here you'll see the 12 refers to the number of requests that you have. And in this case, it's 12 time off requests. So again, you can view all and see that you have 12 time off requests. And then you can go in and work with those. Once you've worked with those, if you need or would like to see a change in that alert category, you can refresh your alerts. In this case, we didn't change anything, so the alerts didn't change, or the numbers didn't change. However, if they had, that would have forced new numbers to show up. This alerts button refreshes every 7 minutes. So it will constantly be changing as you're working with the information. However, if for some reason you want to change that more rapidly, you can simply by clicking on the refresh button there. And then the one other thing that I wanted to show you, and you'll see this also in the employees, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview of reports. If you click on reports in your widget panel over here, you'll see that it comes up with a series of different types of requests. So you can get accruals or configuration or leave or scheduler, whatever you need to. But if you're not exactly sure what you want to look at, you can click on all, and that shows you all of the available reports. So let's just say you want to look at your accrual details. You can click on that, and what happens is it pops up with a description. So it displays running accrual balances for each employee. For example, you can see what types of accrual transactions occurred in the past, when accrual balances were reset, and effective dates. So every time you open a report, it will give you a description. So if you're not exactly sure what a report does, or you want a report, but you're not exactly sure what the name of the report is, you can click on that. It will give you a description, and then it will give you parameters. So in this case, you can select all of your employees, or you can select one that you've already previously been working with. You can select a different parameters for the time periods, and then again, the output format. In this case, the only way that you can print it out is in an Adobe Acrobat document. So that's just a really brief overview of reports. Once you have the report that you want, you can simply say Run Report, and you'll see up here that it is in a waiting status. When it's done, it will say ready or something. I can't remember exactly what it says. And then you can simply print it off or view the report once it's ready, and then it will give you the option to export that in a format that you need. So again, you'll know what reports you want and whether or not you want to print them or just save them into some type of electronic file. So I just wanted to give you a quick overview of reports. So that concludes, oh, and again, when you're done, sign out. And that concludes this first training.